It's the Coach's Corner Show, brought to you by WJER Sports in partnership with Smartway Communications, Sugar Valley Meats, and Williams Floor Covering.
And I want to welcome you into the Coach's Corner Show. We are into week number 9. Willie Grove, along with Mike Johnson, head coach of the Quakers. Now, you're a little young, but you remember Brian Sipe and the Browns when they were called the Cardiac Kids?
Oh, without a doubt.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can we start calling these guys the Cardiac Quakers? Talk to me about that late drive, another drive where you had to score to win the game, and I think that's going to be a nice name for these guys.
Well, the thing that's great about our kids is they keep competing, they keep fighting, they keep coming back. And that's been one of the things that I've been most pleased with them about all season. It's been like you see it when it's a game-winning drive. Where you don't see it as often, but it still happens, is early on in the season, sometimes we'd get a penalty or you'd have a negative play, but we were able to overcome those. And I think the stuff that we do early in the season helps you out later in the season. And it showed up on Friday night, and we had some big plays on that last drive. Keaton had a nice pass to Pete DiDonato to kind of get it started. And then the bullet that he threw to Carson Long was great, but none of that would have mattered if we didn't get a couple of blocks up front. And Jaden Bolts had a nice pickup on a blitz to make sure Keaton had enough time to get it out. And he threw out great football, and Carson Long caught it and did the rest.
How about the defense? There had to be some big defensive plays, maybe getting a third and out and get off the field, that sort of thing.
Yeah, Jaden Bolts played pretty well. Owen Schellis had a great week on defense. I think he had a sack, a couple of quarterback hurries, which kind of put them out of what they wanted to do and threw off their timing. Jaden Bolts had a big hit, forced a fumble, and recovered the fumble at the end of the game. Vince Magoni on special teams had a nice hit and forced a fumble. So it's good when those plays are made, and I thought our special teams played pretty well to help us out as well with the defense.
Now you get to come back home on week number 9. West Holmes, they're the opponents. Talk about them, what makes them good, and maybe what concerns you.
Okay. West Holmes is a really good football team. And you can see each week they get better. Early on they had some injuries. It doesn't seem to be the case now, but the guys they get after it. And really their offense is run with number 12, Smith. I think it's Morgan Smith. He does a really good job throwing the football and a great job with his legs. And he's just one of those guys who's kind of hard to take down. You think you got him, and then you're watching film, you're like, how to get out of that? So he's a guy we got to make sure we contain. And then the wide receiver, Maltridge, is very good. A very good wide out. Sometimes it looks like he glides when everybody else runs. So we're going to have to make sure that we are great at tackling in space. We got to make sure we pressure the quarterback, and we got to make sure we play well up front. Those things are always keys. And if we do great fundamentals, we have a chance to slow them down, and that's the plan.
Do you look at the playoffs yet? I mean, it's week 9. It just kind of in the back of your mind, but you know that you moved up a couple spots after last Friday, but the next 2 weeks are really important.
Well, I mean, every week's important because when you look at those come out like late Friday night. You see them, and everybody sees them, and you look at it, but you can't do anything about it till next Friday. And if you go and you play great and you're fortunate enough to win, then chances are you move up.
Yep.
And really, so you look at them, but you can't dwell on them because there's nothing else you can do except get as prepared as you can for Friday night here. And if we take care of business on Friday nights, it gives you the best chance to get in the playoffs. So, I mean, you look at it, everybody I think looks at it, but what you don't really control
over it.
Right, we don't control those numbers until Friday. So we just got to make sure we get our players are prepared and our coaches are prepared to come out and put the best product on the field Friday night.
Well, Coach, good luck this Friday. Thanks for visiting with us. And that's Coach's Corner with Mike Johnson here on WJER.
Thanks, Will.
This has been the Coach's Corner Show for WJER Sports, brought to you by Smartway Communications, Sugar Valley Meats, and Williams Floor Covering.